I'm not gonna lie, guys, that one was super hard to get out. It is currently 2:15 in the morning, Wednesday, the 1st of October. The group podcast that was released earlier on in the week was recorded at 10 o'clock last night, and then I went on to the Illumateers, and then I did stuff at home that I needed to do, and then today I have edited and done extra commentary and intros and outros for rounds 2, 3, 4, and I'm now doing round 5 of the Content Creator Set Championship. I will be at the airport in 24 hours to go to Italy. I'm packed. I haven't even sorted my clothes out. I haven't sorted my cards out. Guys, I'm crashing out. I need to sleep. But we got round 5 of the Content Creator Set Championship, so I'm gonna push through. At the moment, I am 2 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw. I feel like if I win this match, then there's a shot I make top 8. As always, we have some amazing casters. We are joined by Garricks Lorcana Lair and the Wonderful Wizard of Lorcana, Wonderland. We're going to get into it. A shout out to the channel sponsor, Cardmarket. If you're looking for Lorcana singles at competitive rates, then check out Cardmarket. Let's take a look at round 5.
Hello and welcome back to Lorcana Villain. I am joined today with my good friend Luke Wonderland, and we are going to bring you commentary of the Content Creator Set Champs that happens over in Europe every single set. Baker was kind enough to invite us back into his lair despite what Brent, I, Katie, and Wonderland did the last time we were in here, which was pretty villainous, I'll admit it, but we've turned a new leaf, you know?
Yeah, usurped that power. Like, I mean, how can you not?
Yeah, we overthrew him, and then he overthrew us back. Anyway, it's a whole complicated backstory. Maybe we'll tell it in a video some other day. But we are in round number 5, and we're going to take a look at the deck list here. Everybody has been seeing it in the previous videos. He is on a little bit of a different deck list. We're used to seeing him on Ruby Sapphire, or we're used to seeing him on Ruby Amethyst, but this time he is going with the Emerald Sapphire list. Wonderland, what do you think of this list?
Oh, I love it. I love the Pleakley version. I played a similar version to this myself. I played a little less Hades, a little more other spices. I didn't have the Baymax, but I kind of like the number of Baymax he plays, just 2. I don't want to overcommit to Baymax, but maybe play 2 to be able to do that turn 3 under the sea is really important. He's not playing, you know, to support this, he's shaving down to 3 Pleakley, 3 Bobbies. You make room where you can. And I like only having 3 heads held high. And the max out on the Under the Sea.
Yeah, it's interesting because the Baymax at 2, to me, seems low. But I've been playing a lot of Amber Steel, and that's like the bane of my existence, right? So if they shift that Baymax and then like they follow it up with, heaven forbid, a shift Clarabelle, it's like, oh, it's so over. But like, if they don't shift Baymax on 4, I feel like I'm chilling. And there's no Scrooge McDuck in here either. Thoughts on no Scrooge?
I don't like Scrooge.
Interesting.
I didn't play Scrooge or Baymax in the list I played. I did play 2 Mother Knows Best that he's not playing. He's kind of just playing like the 2 Hades over that. But I do like this. It gives you an alternate route using the Pleakley as another way to do extra ramp instead of challenging earlier. Realistically, in my mind, it's about that Clarabelle. If you can get Clarabelle active first and do something with it, you're going to win the matchups. Granted, occasionally, you know, singing Under the Sea on the draw with Baymax on turn 3 to hit 2 Clarabelle targets, that can win you the game. Which is pretty good, which is why I like having at least 2 in there. You know, it seems good. If I was to go back and play the deck some more, like that is a change that I was looking at.
No, having played against this deck a bunch, it just seems like the top end is where you want to be, and you want to get there as fast as possible. So like the ramp on 2 and then going with the Pleakley seems really, really good to get to that explosive top end. Like once they start chaining Basils and putting Clarabelles down and removing everything that you have with either Under the Sea or Hades, it just feels like unwinnable for basically every other deck, especially like in control mirrors. If you have a bunch of cards, it's like, do they have Bend to My Will? When are they going to play Clarabelle? Like sometimes you make less optimal plays to try and empty your hand so the Clarabelle doesn't get as much value or the Ben doesn't get as much value, and they might not even have it. They might just do something else, and then they come down with Basil and start, questing with him, and you're like, oh man, why'd I empty my hand?
Right. It's like, oh, well, the card I wanted to save, it's gone now. It's quite devastating. The deck it feels very toxic when it wins, that's for sure.
Yeah, I feel...
So, I mean, it's quite villainous, right?
It is pretty villainous, and coming from a villainous player himself, Lorcana Villain approved, the Pandemonium deck here, shout out to Joseph Quigley for sure. But let's get into the match here. Round number 5, going right into it. I'll say right off the bat, neither of us have done any pre-watching. We have no clue what he's playing against.
Do we even know who he's playing against?
That's a good question. I don't, but I do know.
We're not good enough content creators to know the EU scene.
I do know that Lorcana Villain did win the die roll there, so he will be on the play here. On the approach, I believe is a turn phrase they like
Amethyst
to use.
Steel. See a dock? Or is it a dock? Is it a happy? It's hard to tell.
Yeah, they are making similar hand gestures. One's got the finger up, one's doing the salute. But yeah, Amethyst Steel, Cobras, Dumbos, the good old stuff. The fist bump goes out. Bumps. And here we're
go. Both jumping on that. It's like we gotta it's important to note.
It is important.
It's like a good start off. Yeah, it's a very good-natured aspect.
Are you a fist bump guy before the game? A little handshake as the Bobby comes down. We get an under the sea into the hands.
Yeah, I much prefer the fist bump than the handshake.
Yeah, same.
Or under the sea.
Under the sea goes into this card pile, and we have the Palace Guard, who has made an arrival here. I really like this card. Currently, can hold a lot of damage. Good for things like Bell. Just pesky to get rid of, and there's not a lot of actions that you want to use to get rid of the 1/4. You know what I mean? You're not going to strength it just to remove it.
Not a terrible quest with the Bobby here. We don't care that much about Surfer Mim here taking out our Bobby with the Palace Guard, and that's not really committing too much. So each player is just questing for one, getting that free lore when they can. And as you're saying, the Palace Guard and now Raja coming down, coming with this new illusion package variant, wow, Amber Steel, people see it and they're like, oh, it's just Amber Steel. It's like, well, which version? There is about 3 versions, and they do play a similar shell. I mean, they're in the same colors, but they have different packages amongst them, and this illusion package to support the Treasure Guardian, it does some work.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to tell what exactly your opponent is on. I think that's also a great part of this meta is, the tech cards feel so much more impactful just because, the amount of decks that you're potentially going to see are smaller. As we have the Cobra come down, we'll see if he decides to gain 2 here, thinking about getting rid of that Dumbo, and does to gain the 2 lore.
Who needs to draw cards?
Yeah, who needs 2 Dumbos when one might just do the trick, and we get up to 5 here.
If only when you had 2 in play, you gained 2 lore with each activation and drew 2 cards.
Ooh. The stacking effect would be crazy, as we do shift the Clarabelle. One of the strongest things, if not the strongest thing, this deck can do is put out that 5/6, help refill your hand. A really, really nice card, especially against Amethyst decks, which have the best draw engines in the game currently.
Well, what we really wanted to do there was sing a song. Because it's going to be a little rough. We only get draw 1 card, and our opponent here, Baker's hero, I should say, since he's the villain of the story, the hero here could have a variety of cards to play to pump up something like just the Cobra to take it out, or the Raja. But luckily for the villain of the story, our hero opts to go for more... I spoke too soon. The hero had a trick up their sleeve to take out the poor Clarabelle.
Yeah, saying strength and challenged into the Clarabelle, so the Clarabelle kind of got like a 3-for-1 there, which is not bad. As the John Silver comes down onto the board, targets that Cobra and forces it to be reckless for the turn. But Baker decides not to quest with anything, does pass, as the Cobra would gobble up either of his smaller characters on the board as the Treasure Guardian comes down with the Cobra, and we get a card draw here.
Yeah, seems pretty good. I might have considered doing it the other way around. So we're drawing a card either way, so maybe it just didn't actually matter one way or the other. But I do like the aspect that, like, we could have drawn a card off of the Dumbo activation that would have been more impactful than Treasure Guardian. And then, like, say we drew another Dumbo, we could have then committed it just in case something like this occurred, that we're guaranteed to still have another Dumbo for the next turn. And then maybe saved the Treasure Guardian. But playing the Treasure Guardian while we have an illusion in play can be quite good.
Yeah, it's a pick your poison type thing. Like you said, you could spend less ink drawing the same number of cards for a potential better play as another Treasure Guardian comes down onto the board. But yeah, last turn, Baker got to the Hades, which is one of the most important cards, and ooh, the double dock in hand is never anything you want to see, but I think there's a Strength of a Raging Fire sitting around there. As the Strength comes down onto the John Silver and the Treasure Guardian challenges in. It's super unfortunate that he didn't have that 5th character, because he basically dealt 7 that turn on something that only required 5 to remove, so kind of feels bad.
Oh, are we calm? Oh, I guess heads held high just answers that directly.
Yeah.
It is not bad against this version of the deck. But at 6 ink, you'd think it would draw a card.
And a Clarabelle.
There's another cow. So if we looked back on the first Clarabelle, that challenge kind of hurt us a lot. And all it really did is answer 2 characters. That said, maybe had we not done that, the Amethyst Steel would have ran away with Lore. So it's interesting to see, though, like, that defensive play that Baker here basically decided to go for. I'll let you trade, because on board, his opponent could have just sent 2 characters into it to trade. So he was already willing to get rid of his Clarabelle. He drew 1 card off of it, and he's like, that does it. It stops you in your tracks. And his opponent did react to that. But Amethyst Steel has some crazy ways to rebuild a board here. And we're going to see if we have an Under the Sea.
The Basil comes down, and we are going to return the Genie to hand. I mean, the Genie can come back down and draw a card, but that's not necessarily the worst thing in the world. It'll fuel your Clarabelle and prevent 2 more lore on the opposite side. This deck can sometimes struggle with evasive characters, as it doesn't have any of its own, and if it can't find that removal for them, they can be quite the nuisance. So I think that was a good choice there for Baker, as he draws 2 off of the Clarabelle, challenges with the Hades, and cleans up the board pretty decently.
Oh yeah, very good. And you can see that nifty little hand counter there for Team Maelstrom. I wonder where he got that. I think it was at an Ink event just recently that he did some casting at.
That might be true, as the Genie does come down. As Baker anticipated, we're going to spend 3 here, and we got our 3rd Strength of the Raging Fire. We are going to play it the old-fashioned way to get rid of the Hades there.
An
what do you
honest
think of
way.
that? Yeah.
I mean, sometimes that's what you have to do. The Hades quests for quite a bit. You don't have enough to actually answer the Clarabelle. And that pesky Basil is gonna eat one of the cards from your hand. You could ink, just so you're guaranteed ink, or you just have to hope you get to keep your good card. And at this point, only being at, what is that, 9 lore or 6 lore, one of the 2, the Cobra in hand isn't good enough, and the Elsa doesn't do too much right now either. It might help take out this Basil, though.
Yeah, the Basil and the Clarabelle being on the board at the same time is interesting because obviously they're two very, very powerful cards, but kind of trying to accomplish two completely different things. One's trying to draw you cards, the other is trying to remove cards from your opponent's hand, and they don't really work that well with each other. But when they're two big bodies and you're in control, it feels pretty good.
I slightly disagree. I actually think they work quite well together.
Okay, break it down for me.
And for this being that use the Clarabelle, you refill, you're trading, but the best way to answer both of these cards is to go to like no cards, kind of. But then another way to fight the Basil is to draw more cards. Well, if you're drawing more cards to play around Basil, then the Clarabelle refills your hand. So they kind of cover each other's bases, and then let you also like gain lore. Like, and the Basil bouncing something plays into the Clarabelle if you play it first. Similar to like what Baker did. I do agree though, when you first see them, you're like, oh, this doesn't work necessarily right. And a few times they're like, oh, it doesn't. But a lot of times they play together well, very nicely.
Yeah, that's an interesting point.
And you say Baker just commit even more to the board.
Yeah, I mean, not really anything to be too afraid of right now. There's only really one board wipe in the game, and it's in Baker's deck, not his opponent's. So go wide and go tall in this instance with just massive characters that cannot be answered, as we've already seen 3 Strength of a Raging Fire be used. I think all your characters are going to be pretty safe, and Baker's just in the perfect position to run away with this game very, very shortly.
Oh yeah, that John Silver is just gonna lock this game down. It's just, it feels bad to be under it. At least the Dumbo here, you know, if John Silver and Basil's got you down, Doc, he's pretty good drawing a bunch of cards, as is the Dumbo with the Genie to play around. There's so many cards that our hero here could draw to get out of it, and I think we played Calhoun and Dumbo and drew a card off of the Genie there on that last turn.
Yeah,
it just commits a lot. It is an interesting race though, because Baker can
he has
go
the
up
shift.
really.
That's game. I was gonna say,
well,
if he's got the Baymax,
you know, 19, but
yeah, I thought maybe he played the sale there looking for the Baymax, because that was going to be the end of the game. But that's what you want to do if you're playing this Emerald Sapphire list, right? You just want to get to the end game, which we talked about when we were discussing the deck list, and it's just like unparalleled in the end game of Disney Lorcana right now, I think.
Yeah, so not too much to add to that one, really. I think it was pretty straightforward. The only real discussion point, I think, is what the boys already brought up, the turn that I shifted Clarabelle and took the challenge into the Royal Guard. And yeah, that was my thinking, basically what they were saying of, I just need to slow down this Amethyst Steel deck. This Clarabelle's drawing me at least a card. But I'm basically trading 2 for 2 because I shifted, so I'm losing 2 cards when I lose the Clarabelle. But I took out the Royal Guard. I knew it was going to take at least one other character with it. I knew it was drawing me at least 1 card. And again, I favour myself more as the game goes on. So I think it was the right decision. So yeah, good game 1.
The amount of just bomb after bomb after bomb that you can drop onto the board that are very, very impactful just really can't be equaled. I don't even think, you know, by Blurple, which is the other premier control deck.
I agree, yeah. What are we going? Only 3 here.
Yeah, gotta go fast. Gotta go really, really fast to try and get onto this list. And I think that the Amethyst Steel deck does have the way to do that. I mean, we've seen the Cobra, and the deck is playing White Rose as well. So it does have the tools to go pretty quick. And let's keep in mind that a lot of these characters that we've seen are over that 2 strength threshold. So Baker would need the combo to really effectively board wipe most of the characters that we've seen out of the Amethyst Steel player.
We're inking the illusions and the illusion payoffs this game, I think. We don't want to get that heads held high answering 3 or 4 characters. We're going to force you to have both pieces at once.
Yeah, most definitely. And there is the Clarabelle, the clumsy guest. Anytime I see this card come down on turn 1, I'm like, oh man, it's just like a ticking time bomb. You have only so much time until that big Clarabelle comes down, so you need to figure out a game plan as soon as possible, as the Cobra does go into the Inkwell, as you called, and there is the Calhoun, and the Captain Hook is going to take a pretty free lore here.
Was that an Under the Sea? No, it was a Bobby off the top. Well, maybe it wasn't Under the Sea and he swapped it around and I missed it. I thought he drew an Under the Sea for turn. Kind of a brutal thing to have to ink, though.
Yeah, he discarded one last turn, potentially just inked one right there. And we are just going to play Strength on the Clarabelle. The Clarabelle could not have shifted next turn. I think you just play the White Rose there. If you want to sing
it's interesting because, yeah, I agree. I think the issue is like maybe you're afraid of a Baymax shift, but like wouldn't you rather have Baymax shift on the TPO?
Yeah.
The other possibility is if you wanted to manually play two, but at that point you sing one with White Rose and you hard cast the other one. I don't know what we call that in Lorcana. You just play the other one the honest way.
Yeah.
Just pay for it.
Yeah, because right now you could be singing the Strength on, you know, the bigger Clarabelle, the medium Clarabelle, if you will, and you could have that Dumbo on the board, and now you're like in a way better position, I think, than just paying for the Strength of a Raging Fire, because that Clarabelle.
I don't even think we'd play it.
Away. Yeah, I mean, you might not even need
I think
to.
playing it here was very punishing for us, actually, because if we had just developed the White Rose and then played Dumbo like you're saying, then we have 4 characters in play.
Mm-hmm.
And they shift Clarabelle, we play 2 characters and we strength it.
Yeah, and might actually have the cards in hand to do it. I know there's at least one Calhoun there.
Oh no!
But there's the Under the Sea on the Captain Hook, which does go to the bottom, but
it most likely does not matter, but it is something that players need to remember to do.
Yeah.
So very low impact Under the Sea there, but I want to draw cards with Clarabelle, and it at least makes it a little harder to make a favorable challenge into this Clarabelle. It's always going to be a 2-for-1 for the characters on board. I would rather it be the White Rose and the Calhoun. Like, if I get both of those, that feels a lot better than getting the Captain Hook going into me and then the Calhoun going into me. So I just want to make his challenges a little more awkward, and again, my hand's not great. I want to draw some more cards.
100%. So how much ink are we at? We're at 5.
Yeah, it looks like it. We just shifted the cow.
I mean, this would be the perfect turn to like sing Strength of Raging Fire, challenge with the Calhoun.
Hey, look, we have 2 characters here,
lore, right?
I mean, do we know? Did he ink the Dumbo? Was that how we knew he had a Dumbo, or does he have a Dumbo left in hand?
He inked the Dumbo on the turn 4. Played the White Rose on 4.
Let's just hope that's a dock, and if that's a dock, then I think he might not have had enough characters to do all of it. Sadly for him. And the Under the Sea would have been brutal. Oof.
Yeah, this is a common play by the Emerald Sapphire player to just refill the hand if they need to, take a quest with a Tipo, and then draw a couple cards.
It's not a fantastic play, though. It's not, like, terrible. It's just not what you want to be doing. You want to be playing it on your opponent and then have a Clarabelle or a Bend.
Yeah.
But it is here for these backups, and sometimes it's what just needs to be done. You draw too many your welcomes, and 1 cost, 2 costs. What else are you going to do? At least you can draw some cards.
Yeah, and the Amethyst Steel player, now in not the worst position, up to 7, does have a little bit control of the board here, but we are at 7 ink for Baker, so we might just see a Hades come down and ruin that Dumbo's day, putting it into the inkwell. And now things have swung back in Lorcana Villain's favor here.
Yeah, if the Dumbo wasn't answered, it would have been quite annoying. But at the same time, like, maybe that's what Baker needed. You draw a couple cards off Dumbo, you go to 10, 11, 12 lore, then I play Clarabelle, draw a bunch of cards, answer your board, and not care. That is one thing that this very toxic deck does well, is stopping you from winning the game. It's like, oh, I'm going to answer every character you have and just yours. I'm going to do it singing something. I'm going to commit more characters as well. And cards like Hades here, where it's a 2-for-1 that now I have this 2 questing threat as well as, you know, answering your best threat. Swings right back into Baker's favor again.
Yeah. It was interesting that the Amethyst Steel player opted for the Jafar on that turn, because he had Jafar Cobra. Could have gone Cobra and then potentially Jafar this turn to challenge into a Hades, if a Hades quested, but obviously Baker had the second Hades. We are going to discard the Captain Hook to gain 2 lore. And is that just a Captain Hook in hand? It is.
Oh, that's way too many Captain Hooks for our hero there.
way too many, but we are at 12. It's not completely over.
And I think that's why he opted for the Jafar last turn, by the way.
Yeah.
Because if he played the Cobra, he would have had to discard the Jafar. He didn't have those hooks, I think. I think he drew 1 off of something. The Diablo.
Yeah.
And then drew 1 for turn. So he drew like hook. Now, had he had that hook last turn in hand, then yes, I would have much preferred playing the Cobra first. But I think his thought process is, I need to quest for 2, then play Cobra, gain 2, and draw Doc. I need to draw Doc.
Yeah. Where is Doc? As we're just doing some filtering on Baker's side. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, it's like, if there's anything for this hero to win this game, it needs this villain to brick, and we need to draw Docs ourselves. We're only at 12. We're going to lose one of our characters. He quests out, and we can even trade Clarabelle with the Jafar and then quest with the others. So then he has to use both of his characters to take out 1 Hades, and then he's not questing himself. And then so we're just gaining so much lore in this villainous act.
Yeah, Baker used his entire turn there just playing Vision of the Future, Sail, sculpting his hand for future turns, and just taking the value trade there and questing out.
Oh, we're just going for the race.
Yeah. There's a world where it could pay off. John Silver makes it a lot tougher. Because now that Cobra can't even trade into the Hades. What did we get?
I wonder if I would have gone after the Diablo and let him do whatever he wanted with the Cobra.
Interesting, we're challenging.
But Baker, smarter than me, knows that, you know, he's going to do that.
Well, you got to think the Cobra is probably not long for this world. One of these other characters is going to get reckless at the very least. Oh, the third Hades is so good here.
Quite backbreaking, honestly. And then we just take out the Cobra with the healthy Hades, and then John Silver gives reckless to the... Doesn't even need to, just quests, honestly.
Yep.
I don't think there's any out.
And that is the game. The villain takes it, going up to 3-1-1 here after round number 5 in the Content Creator Set Championships. Things broke his way how we wanted to see it, and we're taking a little selfie here. Shout out.
The hero has fallen. Good game there. I mean, it really shows like what the deck is capable of, and when it does, it's like, oh man, he's back. He's in trouble. Know what's gonna happen. It's just like, oh, I'll play this card, answer that, and now I'm winning. Good luck. Have fun.
Yeah, I really like the way that Baker approached the second game, just taking that turn to find everything that he wanted, because there wasn't too much pressure being put on him. So he was like, I can take a turn off, vision twice, draw some more cards with Sail, and just have all the answers for your next turn. You're basically playing off the top of your deck. So if you don't just draw like Doc, Cobra, White Rose, I'm going to win this game after I fix my hand to have every single answer. And it paid off because he had every single answer. He had 3 Hades, he had the John Silver, and that just closed the game out entirely. So that was really smart by Baker, taking that turn off to realize that there wasn't too much going on and that he could then put the gas on after that turn.
And who knows, maybe he even had like an under the sea backup if need be, if his opponent was like Doc, which is like the thing he had to be afraid of, really. Which our hero never drew. So the villainous one himself made it through there. I'm interested to see how he finished up. I do know, spoilers, I know who wins the event.
Oh.
Do you not know who wins the event?
No,
I mean,
I know
people
who
watching
won.
this, they're going to find out.
I know who won the event as well.
No surprise to me that villain won this round. That's all I have to say.
Oh, okay. Interesting. That's a good tease for the next video, everybody. And stay tuned for the continuation of the Content Creator Set Championships here on the Lorcana Villain channel. We do want to thank the Lorcana Villain for inviting us here to commentate this game. We really do appreciate it. Luke, any final words, shout outs? Where can the people find you before we get on out of here?
Well, we are starting up the ICL. Maybe by the time this is out, we're there. But on the 7th and 8th of October, the Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And then you should be able to see it every Tuesday, Thursday night, Central, around 6 p.m. I think we'll have a pre-show starting around 5:30, maybe sooner, maybe later. Depends on the day. But hopefully around that time, and you'll get to see some fantastic Lorcana action. Otherwise, you'll see me occasionally on content on Twitch or YouTube on the Maelstrom channel, occasionally on your channel or JDZ's. You know, we all like to hang out and be on each other's shows. Let's see, can we get oh, we've got to go this way.
No, wrong. I did the same thing. Boom. We're locked in.
Oh, wrong way. Oh.
There we go.
Perfect.
We nailed it. Shout out to Wonderland for being here. Shout out to Lorcana Villain for allowing us to be here yet again. It's always a pleasure. If you want to catch me, you could probably see me on the ICL, either playing or casting. I think I'll be doing a little bit of both this season. You can also find me on Twitter, KI_Garrick, and here on YouTube at the Lorcana Lair. It's a different layer from the Villain's Lair. 2 separate layers.
So many layers. I mean,
all the layers.
Are they in the same like neighborhood?
No, they're across the pond, as it were. But
across the pond.
This
fair.
The Villain's Lair is very nice. It's cozy. It's got a nice warm fireplace. Mine is
warm.
not. Mine's like a cave. It's dark. It's damp. It's like a Batman lives here.
Should upgrade it.
Yeah.
Oh, Batman style. Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
is the
you've been here.
Cold?
Yeah.
Is the Batcave cold?
Gotta be, right? He probably has great heating. Let's be honest.
He's quite wealthy.
He is quite wealthy. He is. I don't have it like that, but, you know, we try to keep the layer as nice as we can. Anyway, we're going to get on out of here. Thanks again to Lorcana Villain, and stay tuned for the next episode here in the Content Creator Set Championships.
Even at 3 o'clock in the morning, absolutely shattered, these boys still have me absolutely creasing. A huge thank you to Garrick and Wonderland. They will be linked down below. Unfortunately, Garrick hyping up the continuation of the Content Creator Set Championships. Him, poor dear, not knowing that your boy, unfortunately, came 9th. There were 3 people on a 3-1-1 record, and I was the one that didn't make it. That being said, I took it okay. I was a lot angrier at the SCAR Content Creator Set Championships when I came 9th, but that was... I knew I threw. Like, I knew I had made a number of poor decisions. And in this run, while I was a bit annoyed at myself for round 2, where I feel like that match should have been mine, if I'd have managed the clock a little better, other than that, I mostly felt like I played well. It was a really fun day, great to see everybody, and I had a really good time. Congratulations to Lorcana Decklist, who I'm sure you all already know was the winner of that event with Emerald Steel. Extremely well deserved. So that's it for gameplay videos for a while. Have you enjoyed the guest casters? Which Lorcana personalities and players and content creators would you like to see casting on the channel in the future? Let me know in the comments down below. But that's it from me for now. Thank you so much for watching. If you're brand new to the channel, please subscribe for all things Lorcana. Hit that like button to show support. and we'll see you soon.
And you can start with your laugh, and then I'll start like half a second after you, because I think it's going to be desynced. And then after the laugh, I'll do the intro, and then we'll kick it to the deck list, and then we'll kick it to the game. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
His laugh is just, it's like...
Yeah. You kind of peaked there, though, when you got super loud. The audio cut out.
See, I think that's what happened last time.
You might maybe get away from the mic a little bit when you do.
I just turned my mic around.
No. After the...
Still cut out?
It like cuts out, yeah.
Hmm.
This is all great stuff, Baker. Behind the scenes. You're welcome.
This is probably why he cut it out, right?
Blooper reel. Do a funny dance. It cut out again. We got the beginning and the
Bro,
end.
I'm so far away.
Yeah. I'm gonna do like a high pitched laugh, because I can't really. I mean, I can go, but like you have the low register, so I'm gonna do. Yeah, I'm gonna do something like that.
Did that one cut out?
It did, yes.
It did. My mic just hates me.
That was better, but it still cut out a little bit. That worked.
But am I super quiet now?
Yeah. So maybe you just do it for the laugh and then turn yourself up.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll do like 3 or 4 laughs, so you have one to select from. And as terrible as that is.
We gotta do it. We gotta do it at the same time, though. We gotta be in sync. Just go for it. I'll come in with you, and it'll be great. Cut out. It's cooked. It's cooked. All right, no laugh. We have to cut it out. Maybe, you know what we should do? We should mime it and then record it after and then send it to Baker, and he can dub our laughs over top. Thoughts?
I mean, we can try, but...
Yeah, I think it'll work. If we just mime it, I think, and then dub, it'll be fine. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like that was a terrible meme experience for me right there.
I'm just gonna do something like that. You know? I think it'll work. Thoughts? Okay. So you want to go with the miming? Or just scrap it?
Scrap it.
Alright. Alright, here we go. 4 minutes in. We're starting now.